Do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So I'm going to welcome Paul to our town meeting, and I'm going to put him on the spot right now. All of you received his resume, and I need a motion from the board.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
See, you would have been in trouble if you didn't.
Any discussion?
Well, it's a great resume. And,
Yes.
I love the Coney Island Zoo projects that you did. Hey, terrific, very, very good. So we're not gonna keep you, but you can stay as long as you want, but let's swear him in now, okay?
Can you get by, Dan?
I can get by.
This is the moment my son chose to go to the bathroom.
Oh, no.
He can, we'll wait for him.
Okay.
No problem.
That's funny. What is that address? This little Furman or whatever? Nice.
Oh, I guess he took that out, yeah.
I
I, Paul Taponia,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of New York State,
and the Constitution of New York State,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of board member of the town of Pelham
the
Library.
duties of board member of
Pelham Library.
Pelham Library.
Congratulations.
Sir.
You need to take a picture.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sure.
Well, that worked. I had to shut it off and turn it on again.
Okay, we're
I
good.
couldn't send emails. Long at AOL account. You just used it.
Thank you all.
Nice to meet you.
Technology.
Congratulations.
Technology.
Bye, good luck.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
You got it?
Okay,
Sorry, Dan.
okay. Great choice. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Did everybody get the minutes?
Yep.
Yep.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
discussion.
I must have missed this.
Thank
The incident where somebody complained that, and the people had to wait in the police station, is that right?
you. That is
I
correct.
missed that. Okay. All right. Well, that's accurate then.
That, the complaint was that the child had to wait in the police station.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Other than that, they looked great. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, we discussed it. We got an email on it, actually.
Mm-hmm. It was an incident where a child had an asthmatic attack. They were waiting for the backup ambulance. How she ended up at the police station, I don't know, but
In Pelham Manor.
in
Pelham
Pelham
Manor.
Manor,
Pelham Manor. Right.
not in the village of Pelham.
Okay.
Make that perfectly clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a motion? Everybody?
Yep.
Yep.
Aye.
Thank you.
Approved. Aye.
Okay. Deputy Town Supervisor Zemansky.
Yes. I have the June statistics for Empress. There were 37 calls in Pelham, 22 in Pelham Manor, 2 on the Hutch, 1 call on 95, and the average time for the backup for the fly car was 6 minutes and 32 seconds. 68% of the calls were answered in 6 minutes and under, and 50% in 5 minutes and under. That's typical statistics for us. July may be a little different because we had a couple of incidents in July that stretched it very thin. We received a lovely email today from Chief Benquith because there was great planning, I have to say, prior to the Hutch closing. between Pelham Fire Department and Empress on what we were gonna do since there was no access. They placed an ambulance in town for us.
Wonderful.
So it worked very well. He thanked us today in an email that he sent to myself and
Me,
yeah. And I think I forwarded it to Jen Lapey.
and
Two.
we'll forward it to you guys.
We'll send it to you also.
Just got it this morning.
But he was very happy that he said this is why we do planning, basically, is for incidents and things like this. So that's a good thing. We continue to work with our little small committee on what our next steps are gonna be. We're not at a point where we can share what will happen, but we are exploring every possibility to improve emergency services in the town. I'll make it broad, that is what we're looking at. So, but we're not ready to share what our next steps will be, maybe next month. Anything else, Dan, that you wanna talk
No,
about?
I think that's it.
There was a bad incident on July 3rd. Lieutenant Bellantoni called me at home, and I did explore it with Empress. They gave us a written explanation of what happened, and some of it has to do with, somebody waited almost 40 minutes for a backup ambulance on July 3rd. Luckily, the patient stabilized. It was fireworks, commitments from ambulance companies to put ambulances at those fireworks that took them out of the backup system. So it was just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Luckily for us, that fly car was there, and it's a paramedic, and that's the important part, especially for this case. So
They stabilized the
they
person.
stabilized the person. It was the transport that was the problem. Luckily, nothing else bad. So,
Any questions for Deputy Samansky? Okay. Councilwoman McLaughlin, Recreation.
There were 4 round trips to doctor's appointments using the senior van in the month of June, which was much lower, so maybe
Wow.
the seniors have take the month of June and July off from doctors, I don't know, but it's usually in the 15 to 20 range, so that number was way down. The seniors have trips to Atlantic City and to the gambling meccas of Connecticut planned. For the recreation department, the camps are underway. They are pretty much all filled. I think there was only 1 or 2 spots open, but I think they are filled for this week now. The clinics are still filling up, but very close to maxing out. There was a new program called Mindfulness Camp, and that's for children who partake in special education in the schools. That's a half-day program, and it's this week and next week, and so far, very positive reviews. An update from the Friends of Pelham Sports, they will not be pursuing building up on the field house on Glover. So that will not be taken out of commission. There were several reasons. One, it was gonna cost in excess of $3 million, and they were also not sure that the ground there could sustain a multi-story facility.
3 million, huh?
Yeah, and part of that would have to be building out the foundation, and so what they are gonna do is renovate a space in the high school, and to make sure there's the gym and the workout rooms are state-of-the-art, and that will be under $1 million, they think. So, we will be discussing how the recreation department will co-use that areas. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
Could you work on this for me? Would you find out how many times we used Franklin Field? And the extent of the programs that are on that field, because I think
Yes,
we're gonna need
absolutely.
to,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna
Right,
need to
the
defend it.
hours that they're completely booked,
Right,
all the backup people that can't even get on to use it, cause it's so booked,
right.
yeah.
And I'll break it down to rec and also baseball, lacrosse,
I-
all of
Right,
that,
exactly, thank you.
plus the school.
I actually drove by the middle school and I saw that they had this huge water slide
Yes.
for the kids.
No
I was
Yeah,
like,
for big
my
tots.
kid didn't have that when he went to rec camp. Then the kids were having a ball going down.
That's
It was
amazing.
huge.
Wow,
Not a little one, it was high.
That's great.
Well, you know, as the kids get older, you need a bigger
Right.
slide.
They looked like they were having a ball.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
My daughter's very excited.
Yeah.
And then remember also graduation is held there. Now all of the graduations, middle school and elementary schools are all done there as well.
So that took the fields out of commission, it was like
For
an
a week and a
entire
half.
week,
Yeah.
week and a half.
Yeah, roughly.
So then we had to book at other locations and use Ingalls, and it was very, very stressful
Yeah.
to do at the last minute, so
very interesting,
not a lot of space.
yeah, okay.
I'll
Thank you,
report back in August.
thank you. Councilwoman Burke, court and legal.
So at the last meeting, you tasked me with looking into the radio situation, so they've bought one radio, but they definitely need at least one more. They said it's not a great situation to not have a second one, at least to have it between two of their own people, so they really do need one more radio.
Okay,
And, you know, it'd be ideal if they could have another beyond that, but right at this moment in time, having one more is really pretty essential. So they're also in the process of hiring another constable who is a female, so they're very excited about this. You know,
Wow.
they're doing
Great.
the background check, and so we'll hear more hopefully soon, but they're very excited. She's super qualified, and they're really looking forward to having her on board. So the courts, they're allowing vaccinations instead of masks, so I guess the constables are checking for vaccinations coming in. The courts are closed the weeks of the 15th and the 22nd, right? Does that sound right? Yeah, that's what they told, of August, I'm sorry, yeah. So they're closed basically those last 2 weeks of August. And they've had some personnel issues, I'm assuming we're gonna discuss in executive session today. So that's that. Just wanted to mention also the conservation work that we're doing. A group of us met on June 29th from somebody from this CEC. I always forget what it stands for. I can't remember offhand, but anyway, they assisted us with processing paperwork to get credits for some of the sustainability work that we're doing, and there's more to be done. And I'm working with someone from the Village Sustainability Board to see if they can help us, do some what they call benchmarking, to see sort of where we're at environmentally with our buildings. And we may bring back the heating and cooling, what is it called?
seminars?
Yeah, like the campaign is
Yeah,
what we're
campaign,
calling it.
yeah.
So I'm talking with them this week, and I'll bring that forward to everybody probably in August to see if this is something we want to, take the time to bring back. So, and I think that's it from my end.
You have to read your reports.
Oh, I do. I have them actually. Thank you. Okay,
Isn't
great.
that the best part of your job?
The worst. Okay, so receiver of taxes for the month of June of 2022, the county taxes received in the amount of $76,133.70. School taxes received $27,950.36. School collection fee, $234.79. Penalties and interest, $6,855.97. Liens, $38,558.36. Miscellaneous, $237. Pro ratas, $912.33 for a total of $150,882.51. Okay, for the justices, Justice Gardner for the month of May 2022, he received an amount of $41,453. Justice Kagan, for the month of May 2022, received an amount of $13,644.50. I don't usually do the town clerk report, right?
No.
Okay, and that's it. Thank you.
Any questions for Councilwoman Burke?
Okay.
Okay, Councilwoman Curtin on the library.
I attended the library trustee meeting last week, and we have, in addition to the trustee we swore in tonight, Paul Topongo, we have another new trustee, Matthew Kane, so it was nice to meet him. I wanted to acknowledge the very resourceful library board for securing a $50,000 donation to underwrite the grant that has been outstanding with Senator Biagi's office to take a look at what is the best and highest use of that library property.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So, and I
unbelievable.
don't believe it has to be paid back.
No, but the funds are restricted and they go into a major capital campaign, so when we go forward.
So when we get the grant money, that will be the start of a capital.
Oh, wow.
Nice,
wonderful.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
So I was very impressed by that development, and I just wanted to highlight a couple things.
Just-
I don't.
okay,
Go ahead.
can-
Yes.
One thing on this, as in what we're doing with the EMS,
Right.
it's not necessarily so that we're going to do something to the library.
No,
Right.
just
okay.
we're just putting in
I
the
just wanted to make sure.
the
that-
work to
See
Look
if
at
it
the
can,
Find
what can
out
be done, right.
what
Just-
the,
just
you
so
know,
understand that.
Yeah.
what's the value of that entire piece of property and all of that, and then what's the if there's a build out scenario, if it's could be
And
multiple
the
multiple things.
The reason I bring that up, because I was involved in the discussions on this originally, so that's how I know something about what's going
Yeah.
on there.
No, it does. We're not committed to anything. It's just the.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's just the research. I just wanted to highlight like two or three things from the library, and all of this is available on the website. There's a new for teens, because we don't have enough for teens to do in town. There's a DMV resource there where they can take practice tests for.
That's good.
Oh, wonderful.
I thought that was a really cool resource, and library, if you don't get the library newsletter, they highlight these things for the residents, so I think it's good to know. But teens, can, whoever's taking a driver test basically can go on and take practice tests, etc. There's an in-person coding for tweens that begins this Friday, July 15th. And so if you want to register for that, the email address is on the library website, so it's best to do that. But it's on Fridays between July 15th and August 19th. And then it's still just contactless curbside pickup if you want it to reserve it in advance. Or you can do what Ray and I, Deputy Supervisor Szymanski and I do, and read our books online, which we access through our library card. I think I'm on my third book this summer, so we should do like a summer reading program, because they have one too.
For the record, do we know what the code is for when you put your library card in and then they ask for the code through the Westchester library system? Does anybody know that? Like,
You mean your PIN?
they ask for
It's the last 4 digits of your phone number.
of your phone number. Thank you. You might have told me that once before. Thank you.
I think I might have.
I didn't remember.
And then I just wanted to say quickly, I was happy to attend the Juneteenth event that the Pelham Village of Arts
Yeah, it was
Council
great.
put on. It was really well attended, had great art and music. And then I also attended a Pelham Manor trustee meeting with Supervisor McLaughlin. There was a discussion about mitigating the flooding that happened earlier in June, and so we were invited to listen in on that, and we did.
How did that meeting go?
It was a rather long meeting. There was a lot. It was packed. A lot of residents there with really experiencing terrible. I mean, the stories we heard were really gut wrenching, with people renovating their entire basements and then having them flooded all over again after Ida. Ida was less than a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, it sounded very much like Pelham Manor government and trustees and the mayor are devoted to figuring out some solutions for this. I mentioned it to County Executive Latimer when I happened to see him, and I think there's resources there. I think we should probably, reach out to the, I'll give the information to Mayor Lapie, Deputy Mayor DeLillo, to reach out to the Congressman's office if they need additional resources. But anything I know anything we can do to help in that area is obviously not our purview, but it affects the whole town really.
If you get a chance to review that meeting, they came up with a couple of things that I wasn't aware of. Like, for instance, the newer communities that were created in the 50s and 60s, like over by Joe Salamini's house, over that
Yeah,
area.
that section.
There's issues there with drainage. And they are trying to take steps, and they are bringing in consultants. But it was an interesting, long meeting, and it was really tough for some of these people.
Yeah.
And some that have just moved in the last 3-4 years. So I know they're cleaning the sewers in Pelham Manor
Yep.
because we got that notice that sent to us. But they're trying to figure out what they can do and how they can do it.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So, as Morris said, we attended the Pelham Manor meeting. I was at the Juneteenth celebration on June 18th. It was pretty interesting. It was very interesting. They had the kids do posters and why they did the posters. So you handed a sheet and it told you what each poster, why they did it. They had a movie at the Picture House. They showed it 4 times. And then they had a celebration later on in the day. It was well planned for sure.
I agree.
I did the Eagle Scout ceremony on June 10th, 6 of them.
How was that?
Thank you very much for doing the 6 proclamations to Rudy. It was very, very interesting. And all of them were taller than me. And one of the badges you have to have is for being a cook, being able to cook, and all of them obviously cook. They all gave a story about, because the 6 of them went on camping trips together. So, and then they did a montage of all the places that the 6 of them went to.
Oh,
It was very well. Everything went perfect until the food came.
Oh no.
why? What happened?
Depot Day forgot to put utensils for the food. So they were doing with little forks.
Oh
too.
my God.
So, but I think they went across the street and finally found it. And we got a very nice thank you from the person that ran it. I sent it to Rudy. Maura and I were at
I
the
forgot
Children's
about that.
Center dedication on June 10th for
It's
the
everywhere.
playground. And yeah, I couldn't believe how many people showed up.
Yep.
It was jammed. It was jammed.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was so long ago.
Yeah.
The playground equipment too, it's really, really well done. We were commenting that basically is the same color as the landscape, so it kind of blends in. It's not like red, yellow,
And purple or,
you know, blue. So it just is I thought it was very well done, and it
Yeah.
really,
Is that the new
Since the-
thinking now in playground equipment, that it should blend in with the trees and
I think it kind of, yeah, I mean, I
think
kind of
so.
hope so, like
maybe
Woodland
Hutch?
Park is like
Oh,
that.
Is Hutch gonna put a playground in?
Yeah, Hutch has some playground equipment that's not like that,
Yeah.
so, but, yeah, and I think, hopefully, I know, I think the flooding, this also came up in the flooding conversation, but taking grass away to put like hardscape, we already had hardscape here, so that wasn't an issue, but I think moving forward, we want as much natural, grass as possible in these areas, like at the new Hutchinson playground or whatever. So to take out a huge, patch of grass to put down,
Concrete.
or like any kind of rubber.
They
It's
paved
not absorbent.
paradise and put up a parking lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So they put rubberized, so when kids fall down, so the first
Yeah.
person who fell down that night was the library director's grandson.
Oh, it's fine.
But he fell on the rubberized part.
Oh, so he was all right.
We just
that worked.
bounced them.
Yeah.
I will
Uh,
mention the library had this amazing event this past Saturday. They had the aquarium come, and there were so many people there. And then we went inside, got my new library card. It was packed. It was really fantastic. Very well attended, and people were asking questions, and you had people there that were really helpful. So
Is that when you had the crabs there?
yeah,
Because I
they
understand
were-
my grandson went right in and picked one up.
Oh, that's funny.
Thank God he didn't eat it.
There were 255 people there.
Wow.
Very-
The
Great.
programming at the library is doing
It's
Very
really
good.
really, it was wonderful.
The best
Thank
part
you.
is there were 20 new library cards issued to adults who never had one. You know,
Interesting.
so it brings in
But, you know,
people and
Interesting. I also put on the agenda the local law,
Mhm.
but Tom and I are waiting for somebody from, what town?
Kisco.
Mount Kisco. I spoke to the mayor of Mount Kisco, because I don't know if you remember, I sent you an email, and it showed a PDF of the local law, not a Word document. So I asked the mayor to send me the Word document, and she said she would, but her attorney was on vacation last
Oh,
week.
okay.
And it so happens that
confirm
Tom
it.
knows the attorney as well.
It's okay.
Never comes out.
We all have had
Never-
COVID, so we should be good for one more month at least, anyway.
So
no,
we're
I
not,
haven't.
we're not gonna
Oh.
do the local law.
Just one thing, I was reading, and I get those town magazines,
Mhm.
and one thing, Tom, to look at is, they said there's like the town law, New York State's town law says meetings must take place in your town, and so it's ambiguous at this point whether that, like, if people video conferencing, and yep, that's the one I read. These are so useful.
Give it to Tom?
Okay. And so we might maybe just insert it in the local law, that it's okay to not be in the jurisdiction.
You mean, because if you're away on a trip,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like, somebody,
Yeah, I
one of
mean-
us got sick and was, I think, stuck somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever the circumstances are
Right.
gonna be, and you're maybe not able to be in town.
Right.
You're sick, you're stuck somewhere, flight, whatever. We
the
just wanna make
majority,
sure it's.
yeah, the
yeah.
majority of folks are in
That's funny, I
town.
wanted to give that to Tom, I forgot
Yeah,
it was in my
it's,
briefcase.
those are very helpful.
Anybody have anything else? I need a motion to go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Augusta, thank you.
Can I ask a question